What's up guys, Austin here from Airsoft Station, and today we're reviewing this lightweight tactical mesh vest. There's a couple features about this vest that I wanted to show you guys that you couldn't necessarily see from the pictures on our website. First thing to note is this vest is available in several different colors. There's OD green, a multicam, tan, and the black that I'm wearing. There might be others that are slipping my mind, but all of them are the same besides the color. So, first thing to note is this vest is not adjustable in size. I don't consider myself a very large person, and it is pretty much tight. There's a little bit of wiggle room here, but I would say this is probably going to be best for smaller or younger players. If you are a slightly bigger guy, not necessarily going to be the best bet for you. Also, something to note is the price tag. It's a very cheap vest, however, with that, it does lack some of the features that the more advanced plate carriers or chest rigs have, such as the MOLLE. This comes pre-made, and everything on here is either sewn on or attached on with Velcro, and you're not going to have that MOLLE availability, which means you're not going to be able to customize your vests to how you want it. But if you are just looking for a cheap vest, this is definitely a great route to go because it does have a lot of cool features. First thing is first, you have magazine pouches here. A G36 mag is pretty stiff. You have 3 magazine pouches and you cannot double stack, which means you can only fit 1 magazine in there. And the G36 mags are pretty difficult. You can work them in there. It might loosen up over time. I did just pull this vest off the shelf, so maybe that fabric will stretch out a little bit, but it is difficult to do. You can do it, you just really got to work at it. And it's not a very quick draw. So as you can see, G36 mags, it's possible, but it takes a long time. AK mags work just fine. They slide right in there, and the top Velcro goes over and attaches, as well as M4 mags here. Those fit in very nicely. And if you had very thin M4 mags, potentially you could double stack them or overlap them. However, this is a P mag, they're a little bit thicker. No way could I get 2 of those in here. So you have the ability to carry 3 M4 mags, 3 AK mags, potentially 6 M4 mags, but it would be difficult. Also, you have a walkie pouch here. Any standard walkie-talkie or radio will fit in there very nicely. It is connected by a standard snap up at top. You have 2 Velcro pouches here. These would be good for maps or even phones, anything like that. All of the pockets do have a rubber waterproof lining to them. Not necessarily waterproof, I should say, but very water resistant. They're all rubberized in there. You have that on both sides, as well as internal here you have very large pockets as well. I threw my phone in there just because I have a very large, I've got the iPhone 6, the big one, and it fits in there very easily. So you can tell there's plenty of space in there for plenty of stuff, whether it be BBs, a phone, anything like that. Also, you have a holster pre-made on the vest here. So it's not necessarily your standard cross-draw holster, which means you reach across your body, but it is like the cross-draw in the sense that it's a horizontal pull rather than a vertical pull. So rather than pulling upward, you have a standard buckle here, and you pull out, and it is very easy to pull out. Putting it in is a little bit more difficult. You kind of got to get your arm way back there, but it is definitely doable. You're just not necessarily going to do it on the fly. However, pulling it out, I'll show it one more time. You hit that buckle and pull it out. It is very quick. It's very easy to do. Hit that buckle and cross draw, pull it out. It works very nicely. Also, I'm going to take the vest off now. In the back here, you have a large pouch that you could actually put a hydration bladder in here. It would be a little bit bulky, I think, because it's internal inside the vest. However, I personally own a vest that has an internal hydration carrier, meaning all that means it's actually in between the fabric of the vest rather than being on external pouch. I have one of those, and it is a little bit bulky, but it's fine. I don't even notice it when I'm in the heat of the game. So that's about it for this vest. You have lots of pocketry with it, and I don't see storage being an issue unless you're carrying tons and tons of mags with you on the field. You do have the ability to carry those 3, potentially 6, as I mentioned. That holster I think is really nice, as well as you just have lots of other pockets. If I wanted to carry more magazines, I could easily load up these internal pockets with probably, I don't know, let's just see, the M4 mag fits in there, the AK mag fits in there, I think it should. Yep, AK mag fits in there. We can put the G36 on the other side. Granted, it's not going to be quite as easy because they're on the inside rather than on the outside. So you would have to be taking your vest off, but it is definitely doable. There's lots of storage in here, especially with that hydration bladder capacity. I think really makes this vest quite awesome for its price tag. Just keep in mind the size is not adjustable. I'm not necessarily that big of a guy. I am 6'4", but I'm pretty skinny, and it's pretty much as tight on me as I would consider comfortable. So just keep that in mind. I hope this answered some of your questions, and until the next one, have a good one, guys.